So that's why I have to stop riding. Good morning. As you can see, it's a beautiful morning today, but it's cold. It's 1 degree C. There's no wind, so we haven't got any wind chill. But what a great day. And Wendy and I are going to get out today, go over to the Hilltop Cafe at Ashford. It's probably going to be about, I think about 40-50 miles from memory altogether. Now later on in the video I'm going to tell you some news that's affecting my riding. And the other thing we're going to do today is a gloves test. Now I'm wearing the Lux Biking Arctic gloves today, and they're doing okay. There is some mist around this morning, but as you can see, it's really setting off Beaver Castle up there. It almost looks like it's floating as an island. And depending on which way Wendy wants to go this morning, we'll be heading up there. Well, Wendy's joined me now. We've both got our Lux Biking. Are you on the Arctic?
Yeah.
What we've both done though is cut off the strap. Because the strap.
I like them being fluorescent, I have to say. I quite like these.
If you were skiing or something, I guess the strap would be good, but
yeah,
for cycling it was getting in our way, so we've removed it.
It's surprising how many times you take your gloves on and off, isn't it?
Yeah. But okay, how are you feeling in them at the moment?
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah. Now me, because of my cold hands, I'm actually feeling a little bit of chill.
Yeah.
And I've only been riding for what, 40 minutes.
I felt chilly first thing, and now I've warmed up, sort of thing. So
yeah. Where's the sun gone, Wendy?
I don't know. We did see it for a brief spell, didn't we?
I think it's because we've climbed, we're up in the cloud. Let's hope it clears.
Mountainous region. Alps of Beaver.
Don't suggest that, or the Duchess will be charging for it.
Should be putting a cable car in. We just follow it round.
Yeah, all the way around. Oh, the sun's trying to poke through, Wendy, so it might burn off.
Yeah, definitely trying.
Well, just as I turned the camera off there, we had two vans pass very, very close. So they're going to get reported when I get back. And fortunately, we're in Leicestershire, and Leicestershire police absolutely on the ball. So we were just having a little moan about people driving on side lights, but then we just had a Range Rover come towards us with absolutely no lights on.
Lights at all. You can't believe it, can you?
No, they're in a world of their own sometimes. So I'll now tell you why I'm going to have to stop riding. But fortunately, it's not going to be permanent, hopefully. The reason is I have mentioned before that I have trouble with knees. And I can ride, as I did in June, we did that 135-mile overnight ride, no problems whatsoever. But if I just walk around doing the weekly shop for an hour, my knees seize up totally. So I decided to go see a consultant. He took fresh x-rays and said, yeah, you've got bone on bone. However, the good news is that it's only half of my knee. And apparently most men walk slightly bow-legged, and mine's not noticeable, but apparently it's enough. It wears the inside cartilage away. So I've effectively got bone on the inside, but I've got cartilage on the outside. And that means I just need a partial knee replacement. I don't want to have two separate lots of rehabilitation on this. You know, it's going to take 2 or 3 months before I'm hopefully back to where I should be. So for that reason, I'd sort out a surgeon that would do both knees at the same time.
I reckon it's a bog off.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure somebody will say it's a bog off. Greg. Cut a long story short, I'm going to have the operation on the 15th of January. Just pulling in because we've got somebody trying to get by. So up until the operation time, I'm going to be exercising hard to get as much strength in my muscles as possible. But yesterday I went for the pre-op session, and the physiotherapist was very, very pleased with the amount of flexibility I've got. And she said that she thought my recovery would be pretty speedy. I'm certainly motivated because we plan to launch the King John Way route on the bank holiday weekend, the early one in May, and I want to be ready for that. I doubt that I'm going to be able to ride the whole 300 miles, but certainly want to ride some of it. Obviously I can use the recovery time to do the static work on that, such as website and so on, and I've got plenty of other things to do. I know we've got a convoy coming. Morning.
How are you?
Good, thanks to you.
Yeah, and you?
Good,
Morning,
good, good.
Morning. Hi. Hi. Morning.
We've got a coach load. Morning. But because of this, and I did discuss it with the surgeon, I've decided I'm going to make a weekly update on the recovery. And the surgeon thought it would be a good idea because it would inform people of the latest techniques and, you know, the reality of recovering from a partial double knee replacement. Now, I know it's not going to be easy and it's going to be a challenge, but I'm up for a challenge. Now, I'm also hopeful that some of you may watch those if you're interested, but it also may attract other people that are thinking of having their knees done and not sure. So I'll tell it how it is.
Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, Mother Brown. Knees up, knees up, knees up, knees up, knees up, Mother Brown. Where the right side is frightful. Look at the squirrel. Cutie little one. Tiny, wasn't it? Hello, squirrel. Well, the weather sunny. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.
Well, an interesting fact for those of you that don't know, or maybe from other countries, I'd mentioned the surgeon's name is Mr. Bourke and not Dr. Bourke. And the reason is that surgeons up until the mid-19th century weren't qualified with a degree, so they couldn't be called doctor. In fact, it was a trade and they were apprenticed. And in fact, many barbers doubled as surgeons. It was only after the mid-19th century that they required a university education and graduated to become doctors, but they've still kept the title of Mr.
It's weird, isn't it?
The only problem with this mist, Wendy, is that I always think if it hasn't cleared by this time of day,
Yeah, I know.
midday nearly,
Yeah,
it's not going to clear.
No. Not enough wind.
So Wendy, we got to the cafe in what, about 2 hours, I suppose?
Yes.
So how were your hands in the Arctic gloves from Lux Biking?
Yeah, good.
They were good.
Comfy. Yeah, all good. And I'm glad they're very bright today.
Yeah, that is good. But warmth-wise,
Fine, absolutely fine.
yeah.
I quite like the fact they come up a bit higher for winter.
My verdict is that my fingers were very, very cold.
Yeah.
So really that illustrates my situation with getting cold fingertips is unusual. You're
Yeah.
normal. Well, you're normal as far as your hands go.
Aye.
So for anyone normal, you're saying it's a good glove, and considering it was
no, they're
1
fine.
degree C,
I mean, I'm not saying my hands are toasty warm.
but are they sweaty?
No.
No, which is a good thing. So my situation is that these are okay. I mean, I'm not suffering in any way. but my fingers were very cold by the time I got to the cafe. So from my point of view, this is where I do need the electrically heated gloves. And
why didn't you put them on today?
well, because I wanted to test these.
Okay.
And I wanted to give these a fair test at the same sort of temperature. But bear in mind the cons as far as the Vulcan gloves are concerned is they'll only last 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But they're light enough that I could easily carry those with me, and then when my hands do start to suffer, I could put the electrically heated ones on.
Yeah, I could swap.
Another one with no lights. Some lights on.
Lights on? You've got no lights on?
Now, high up at the moment, and I'm hoping that as we drop down this hill, we'll actually come back down into clear weather, because we are quite high at the moment. So let's test that theory. I'd be interested to hear from any of you that have had knee replacements, especially double, and particularly partial. So please comment below if you or you know somebody that's had it done. I'm going to try and film as many videos as possible before I have my operation, so it'll give me something to edit during my downtime. I'm also going to make some of the videos that don't require cycling. I promised to make one on how I make the police reports, because I think 1 or 2 people have had problems doing that. Also, I've had a couple of requests now to go into detail on how I make the videos, editing and that sort of thing. And who knows, with the recovery content, it could even be that it attracts some people to cycling once they've had their knees done. Now, a couple of weeks back, Wendy and I rode 2 days of the King John Way. I think we did about 130 miles of it. And we made quite a few changes, actually, because what looked good on paper wasn't so good in practice. And routes that we would ride are probably not ideal for somebody who's not that used to cycling. So we want to make it as friendly as possible for all levels of cyclist. Now, we were hoping to get the rest of it ridden before Christmas, but that looks unlikely with the weather. But who knows, it may change. I would like to get as much as possible done before I go for my operation, but if that's not possible, I know the guys over in Lincoln will be happy to do it. So either way, we're on target to launch that first bank holiday weekend in May. So if you're interested in that and you want to follow progress, then please make sure you subscribe, hit that bell button so you'll be notified when anything new comes up.
How about? Morning.
Oh, this one hasn't got no blue on its back. It's not been done.
Away.
Oh.
There's always one, isn't there? Just waiting for the green one.
She'd probably got a headache.
Morning. Green and blue. Morning. You've been greened.
Riding that different bike's really testing you today,
You're
isn't
kidding,
it?
Yeah. It's tougher on the legs. Strange, I feel comfortable on it, which I didn't the other day when I rode it. So I feel okay on it. It's just so much harder on the gears. I've got used to easier gearing.
But think how much better it's going to feel when you get on the other one.
Yeah, no. Oh, this is where you miss your tubeless.
Yeah, by all means cut the hedges, but clear up afterwards.
They don't care. Why would they do that?
Is it just me?
I know.
We've got to get back because Wendy's off to a pantomime this afternoon.
Oh, yes, I am.
And we've just stopped for a coffee and saw another cyclist and told him we'd got to get going because she was going to a pantomime. And he said, "Are you the back end of the horse then?"
I can't believe you said that.
He's even braver than I am.
You're not kidding. Oh, morning.
And it wouldn't have been a horse anyway, would it?
Morning.
It'd have been a Shetland pony.
Oh. You rotters, you're rotters, silly. Oh, I can't get over that. I was going to say, what a nice chap he was.
Yeah, exactly, and it all went south, didn't it? I think it's just as well you weren't going to see Jack and the Beanstalk. Now, when I was speaking with this surgeon the other day, I said, "Oh, could you make me a bit taller while you're at it?" And he said, "Well, you will actually be a bit taller. You'll grow about 4 millimetres." I said, "Hey, I'll take anything."
You'll need another bike fit.
Yeah. Joking apart though, once this is done and settled down, I am going to have a bike fit.
Yeah.
Because I think it will have changed.
Yeah, probably change your angles of
exactly.
your pedalling and things. Possibly, I don't know. Sure somebody would know if it does.
When I look at my cleat position, I'm obviously compensating.
Yeah, probably without realising it. Robin Hood. Sent me all of a quiver.
Oh, God, dear.
Oh, she's on form now, I
She
tell you.
is, isn't she? Good job the ride's nearly over. So that's why I have to stop riding. But hopefully I'll get back in the saddle before too long, and certainly I hope I'll be ready by spring. But as a spin-off from this, it's made me do something I said I would never ever do, and that is to buy a smart trainer. So thanks for joining us, and hopefully you'll join us next time. Bye for now.